Erik, is that just sort of what you expected between these two teams and how competitive they are? That's what a way to open it.
Yeah, you have two teams that aren't going to give any ground in terms of the competitive spirit, and it's probably going to come down to those plays in between. Loose ball here, loose ball there, taking care of the ball. They had some relief transition opportunities that really probably ended up being the separators in this game.
If someone would have told you that Jimmy and Bam would be a combined 8 of 37, and you're right there at the end of overtime, 0.5 of a second to go, I assume on one hand you take it. On the other hand, is there something they did in particular that those two wound up going 8 of 37?
It's probably a case of a lot of things being true. Yes, their defense is very good. Protecting the paint. I think they both, missed, some good, clean opportunities. But I think the most important thing about it shows their level of competitive spirit, that you still can put yourself in a position to win, regardless of whether it's an easy night for you offensively, whether the ball's dropping and it feels like it's the size of the ocean, or you have to grind and win in, give yourself an opportunity to win in the mud. And we had some opportunities in the mud, but they made some more plays and more shots down the stretch.
Thank you.
Next, we go to Anthony Chang.
Hey, Spo, I know multiple guys guarded Giannis today, whether it was Bam or Trevor or Andre. How did you feel like you guys were able to defend him? I know you came up with 26 points, but on 27 shots.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of plan you put together, it's not going to go as you drilled it or, ran through it or walked through it, or because he has a different way of collapsing your defense. So you're going to have a lot of different guys, stepping up to the challenge, and they're not a one-man team, as we know. There are some opportunities to do some things better defensively, and we'll get to work on that tomorrow.
Speaking of the defense, they didn't shoot well from three, but they finished with the 56 paint points. What did you feel led to their success around the rim today?
Well, they're aggressive, and GA and Holiday will put a lot of pressure, on your initial defense, but also the second layer, of your defense. And those, obviously those transition and second chance opportunities were tough as well.
Thanks, Paul.
Next, we go to Cooper Moorhead.
So you touched on this a bit, but you got some good looks from three with Lopez dropping, and then Lopez is also kind of cutting off the paint, limiting especially the cuts and the lobs that you guys have, subsisted on a little bit lately. How do you think the team managed that drop space that Lopez gives you?
Yeah, kind of like what I said before. At times I thought there were some good things, and at times, we need to do things with a little bit better, detail. But that's also a credit, to their defense. Will force you to have to, execute with precision. And then, sometimes just, the timeliness. We probably in this game didn't need to, have great shooting nights from different guys. You just make, one or two more that are in your wheelhouse. That can be the difference of the game. It's not like we're, trying to get a certain percentage for the entire season. These are small game samples, so it just takes, one or two games, to knock a few of those down, and that can change things dramatically.
The number was inflated because of overtime, but does 53s attempted feel high or low? Does that feel like a number that's going to have to happen occasionally?
I mean, each game, will dictate, but it's not like they're going to, all of a sudden just give, easy baskets at the rim. You're going to have to do things with pace and purpose and move them and, and do things sometimes to the second and third layer.
Thank you.
Next, we go to Steve with the Associated Press.
Just wondering what your vantage point was there on the Middleton's shot in the last second of overtime. It was right in front of y'all. It looked like he was guarded really, really closely by Robinson. Just what you thought about the defense on that play.
Yeah, it's about as good as you can get. And, he made a really a tough shot, right there. And sometimes that can be make, or miss, but that gave him, even more separation. But the initial part of it, yeah, I thought, getting him to turn and make another second, third move, I thought was adequate. He just made a real tough shot.